Big tasty Gavin Hughes in the white. The bad guy, Chris Bungard, in the green. No touch of gloves in this one, wasn't expecting one. And Dan, we should point out as well, Chris Bungard missed weight by a fair few pounds yesterday. Opted not to attempt to cut further weight. The fight went ahead, and obviously he'll forfeit a percentage of his purse for that. It has to be said as well, for his title fight against Jaws Hardwick, he missed weight on the first occasion and needed the 42 hours to make the weight. So maybe at this stage in his career, Chris Bungard looking at a couple of catchweight fights north of 155, maybe a move to 170. But that's a conversation for another day, but worth pointing out here, because who knows what the gas tank's going to be like if he has had a bad weight cut.
Yeah, he does look large for the weight division, doesn't he? Lovely level change here by Hughes.
And they're already talking to each other.
Hand in the face, forearm underneath. I mean, sometimes it's there's a lot of intensity going in, but then when you're in there, you just fight. And I have a feeling that's not going to be one of these occasions. I think we're going to see quite a bit of gamesmanship, let's say.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Mark Goddard was just warning Hughes to be careful where he's putting his fingers when he's putting the hand over the face, or if he was sort of admonishing Bungard for trying to call his own foul there. But either way, I think Mark Goddard's going to be keeping it close on this one.
Shoulder barges here. I mean, what we could see from Hughes is very, very heavy and nasty grinding with the head, trying to get into the face there. And I tell you what, there's a pretty good way of stopping that from happening, and that's throwing some explosive shoulder strikes to the face there.
And they've cut the ear of Hughes. He's obviously got a big collie on the ear, but he's bleeding from that now, from those shoulder strikes.
Well, I actually think that I think I saw a little cut on there perhaps before the fight even started. So I think it was opened up pretty much immediately.
God, big left hand there from Hughes.
Oh, he is hurt.
And again, Chris Bungard talking to the referee there. And Mark Goddard saying, fight.
He's looking for that guillotine there. I mean, Chris needs to be very careful about his head level. He is lucky that he's the taller man. It will be very difficult for Hughes to force a guillotine position without Chris's head dropping down.
And Paddy Pimblett watching on intently here as another teammate of his competing here tonight.
Nice body lock position here. Double unders from Gavin Hughes. Bungard with the overhooks here.
And this is a potentially really good game plan for Hughes here, because he knows that Bungard was riled up going into this one. They had a little bit of afters at the weigh-ins yesterday, and instead of obliging him with the punch-up that he wants, he's slowing things down, grinding on him, wearing on him.
Yeah, we've seen Chris a little bit flustered with the the hand in the face, the shots afterwards, the talking to the ref.
Nice elbow there from Bungard. Hughes going to have to be careful there. Got a bit of breaking news to bring you folks, but we'll do so between rounds if this one gets that far. Meanwhile, Gavin Hughes unable to get that takedown of Bungard, and just wearing on him up against the cage now. Nice shoulder strike there from Bungard again. Bit of vintage Wanderlei Silva action from the bad guy.
Yeah, just try and find any way to inflict some damage upon your opponent. Chris now getting some forward pressure in the clinch position. I think he has. Does he have double underhooks here? I can't see the other side. I think he might do. Yeah, he did for a second. Hands connected as well. Doesn't really do much with it. Again, we see Gavin Hughes trying to force that guillotine again, but as the shorter man, he really needs to. It's going to be very difficult to get over the top without the opponent trying to either trying to shoot a takedown and picking up the head from there.
Nice elbow there from Bungard, and the crowd reacting.
And the other way would be to get a takedown and then try and get to top position and get that, pick up that head and neck as they scramble back to the feet.
Looking to throw him away on the face there is Hughes. Good work from Bungard, neutralising him here. That's a late. Bungard goes down. And this is not good.
Chris knew that was late. It was a very nice elbow, but I have a feeling that Chris knew and reacted as accordingly.
I can't see no replay.
I mean, that could very
on the
easily be
buzzer.
a -1, I think.
We're going to have to see what happens here. Mark Goddard talking to our timekeeper.
Dan,
Let's take a
I
look
can't
at the
see
elbow
after.
here. End of the round. I don't know. It looked to me like Mark Goddard had already intervened, but the question is, had he started throwing it?
Yeah, I think you. I mean, it was on the buzzer, if anything.
I mean, on the buzzer's good. If you started
But I
throwing
think it landed off. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was close. Getting super excited about it. The intensity's even higher now. Mark was saying it was on the buzzer. He couldn't see a replay. He said, pay attention. He said, I can see what Gavin is doing. You concentrate on fighting. I think that's an important thing because Chris has seemed somewhat distracted through some of these exchanges. And there is the position, the first time that Hughes was able to get that shoulder into the position for the guillotine here. He has a better option really to attack the back if he wanted to. We see a nice defense there, and Chris deciding to fall onto his back into half guard instead of trying to contend with a possible guillotine attempt there. I mean, like you said, Brad, win, lose or draw, the one thing more than anything else that Chris doesn't want to happen is have that same submission repeated again. He does not want to get guillotined. Hughes, I think, going to possibly try to go over under and maneuver to the back there. That's exactly what he tries to do, but Chris does a good job of blocking it with that left arm, and big shots here.
And I mean, also we have to consider now that that was a legal strike, so that's looking very good on the judges' scorecards, because that was clearly the most impactful strike of the round, and Hughes had done some good work before that as well.
Yeah, it's very possible that, I mean, it's hard for us to know, but I personally feel that Chris sold the strike more because he thought it was after the bell, in which case, if it was deemed not after the bell, then that reaction is going to play into the judges even more so.
Short shots from both men up in this clinch position. I did say we had a bit of breaking news, guys, that we were going to discuss between rounds. Unfortunately,
we had something else to talk about.
We had something else to talk about. That news is Andrew Clamp is out of his fight on the main card here tonight against Ghassan Abdinabi. That was scheduled to go on third on our main card. Has not been medically cleared to compete, so that fight is now cancelled. As a result of that, the fight between Luke Riley and Callum Parker will move up to the main card. So our feature prelim, Luke Riley, Callum Parker, will now feature on our main card, 8:30 p.m. UK time. Check your local listings for time and broadcast details. Hughes again just content seemingly to wear on Chris Bungard here. Mark Goddard taking a close look. He's already separated them once in the first round. He's going to need to see some work here in the second. 2 minutes and change left on the clock. Bungard doing some good work in the clinch now. Hughes looking for a takedown. Bungard landing elbows.
Trying to hit a switch here from this takedown. He's in a good position. If he connects his hands here and sits backwards towards the side, he could take top position in a scramble here. Opts to try and fight back through for a underhook position, and Hughes gives up that low takedown attempt.
Bungard going back to those shoulder strikes. I'm not sure if it's the fact that Bungard's brought a lot of fans with him, or he's just a popular guy, or the Manchester crowd just want to see a guy from Liverpool get beaten up. But the fan support clearly in Manchester here tonight for Chris Bungard. Every time he does something, the crowd are really reacting now. But look, the crowd reaction does not what wins you fights.
Turn around. Turn around. Turn
Marc
around.
Goddard separating the two fighters, and Hughes again leaping in. That left hand's landed a number of times for him in this fight.
Yeah, he landed immediately after the separation in that first round. Very, very nicely.
And we know Chris Bungard can go and go and go. We talked about the Eric Da Silva fight. And we talked about how hot it was in that venue.
Oh, it was crazy.
Oh, Bungard charging forward here. Oh, spin back kick to the body. Oh, huge kick from Bungard. Bungard putting points on the board here in this second round. And Hughes cut above the right eye.
Bungard looking like he's starting to gain a little bit of confidence here. He seems more focused in this round, certainly, than he was in the first round. And the more we've gone through this, I think he's sort of weathered the intensity early from Hughes. But that's going to give him a little bit of confidence going into the third round.
Here are Cage Warriors. Third and final round underway. I think this is a fight that's maybe gone a little bit under the radar on Fight Week, but it's one I've certainly been looking forward to, and it's certainly living up to expectations. Bungard again landing shots as Hughes tries to take down. Hughes finding a home for that right hand again up close.
Again, Hughes trying to get nasty with it, hand in the face, head in the face.
Marc Goddard again just having to give a little bit of an instruction there. Again, Bungard dropping those elbows every time.
He's looking to take
this takedown.
He's taking the Kimura grip here. I don't think it will be the best option to defend the takedown
from Bungard. Those are doing serious damage right to the side of the head. Well aimed by the bad guy. That's a nasty cut above the right eye of Gavin Hughes. Marc Goddard again calling for action.
Strong double under position here from Hughes. Not able to do anything with it though. You can see him trying to get that internal pressure on the spine, trying to get that body lock takedown, but some wincing on the face of Chris Bungard there.
Yeah, I think he took a knee there. I think it was just above the belt line. Trying for the elbow there was Hughes. Bungard firing back with the knee. Three minutes in the round. And again, Marc Goddard separates the fighters, and we've seen both guys do big damage on these separations. And this is really turning into the dogfight we expected. Nice work from Bungard there as he gets pushed back onto the cage.
Same position here, Kimura grip, but he might look to control and then throw the elbows. That's exactly what he does. He's keeping one hand in a loose Kimura grip there to allow him to have some connection to the far side shoulder in case something goes wrong, but then he uses that position to throw those elbows, and I mean, had huge success, dropped loads of those elbows on that last clinch.
Head pressure from Hughes here. And again, just seems content to try and frustrate Chris Bungard. And again, Marc Goddard taking a close look. He's not going to let Gav Hughes sit there. Hughes separates and lands some nice shots. Goes for the takedown, spoiled by Bungard. Paddy Pimblett Cage calling for Hughes to separate. They want to see him do some work from the outside. So although he's had what looked to be the lion's share of dominant positioning, it's the damage from Bungard that's been done in this round with those short shots and those short elbows that the judges are probably going to be favouring here.
Yeah, same position again. He goes Kimura grip, might look to control simply with one hand, use the other hand to throw the elbows, doesn't in this case. And then straight back into this clinch position for Gavin Hughes, and Chris doing everything in his power, creating some space, hits some big shots there as Gavin shoots back in, and again throwing these elbows. He's got that same single hand Kimura position, 13 seconds left on the clock, and he's going for the Kimura. He's going to try and get a reversal with it. I think it's going to be a little bit too little too late in terms of the grappling here. There we go. And I'm not sure that the beef is squashed after the second fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Your judges score this contest 30-27, Bungard, 29-28, Hughes, and 29-28 in favor of your winner by way of split decision. In the blue corner, Chris
the bad guy, Chris Bungard, victorious via split decision.